Toys R Us sells manga, and in this video I'm going to be taking you guys manga shopping with me at Toys R Us. So after hearing that, there's probably a couple different questions that you have. With the first question being, wait, Toys R Us still exists? Yeah, they're still around, at least in Canada. The second thing you're probably wondering is, what does Toys R Us's manga section look like? Well, let's head to the store and I'll show you. There it is, everyone, the Toys R Us manga section. So the first thing that you see when you walk up is this parental advisory sign. Parental advisory, explicit content. Please note some books in the section may not be appropriate for younger readers. Parent discretion is advised before purchasing these titles. And once I show you what's over here, you'll see why they say that. So they have some Attack on Titan. A lot of Attack on Titan, actually. Some Fairy Tail. Fire Force, A Silent Voice. And just down here, there's some Junji Ito's Cat Diary. Some Rent a Girlfriend. Also some Wotakoi. And just behind the sign, we have some Vinland Saga and some more Rent a Girlfriend. We got some Soul Eater volumes, some Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, some One Mob Psycho. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, Die Dark, A Sign of Affection, things of that nature. And then we also have Berserk, the deluxe editions, as well as some of the Hellsing deluxe editions. Akira, Sailor Moon, and another Attack on Titan box set over there. So in terms of pricing, they actually charge full cover price, I think. So it's just the full Canadian cover price that you'd see on the back of the volumes. So for this one, it would be like $25.99, I believe. So I don't think Toys R Us, well, I do think that availability of like manga in general is great, and like availability is great for consumers and everything. I don't think Toys R Us is going to be anyone's first option when it comes to places to pick up manga anytime soon. And just for anyone wondering, like, I do think that it is kind of bad that they carry this type of manga, because the main demographic that shops at the store is mainly kids that come in with their families. So carrying things like Berserk obviously isn't the best for their target demographic of people that shop here. But obviously some of these manga are wrapped up, but it is still possible for a kid to come up and just pick up a random volume of like Attack on Titan or Rent a Girlfriend, which obviously wouldn't be the best thing to happen, or even Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, that wouldn't be the best thing to happen. And I don't think a random kid is going to be reading this sign before they pick something up, because they might just think it's like a regular picture book based on what they see, especially because there's like other books and stuff around here as well. But in general, at least Toys R Us tried, I guess. We can't say that they didn't try. Well, guys, let's head home, and I'll show you what I picked up, along with why, and I'll also explain why Toys R Us's manga section looks like this. Well, everyone, I'm back home now. I ended up picking up the first volume of Noragami while I was at the store. I remember watching the anime for this years ago, and I remember liking it, but since it's been so long since I watched the anime, I can't really remember specific details of the story too well. So I am looking forward to giving this a read and remembering specific details of the story better. So there were actually a couple of more things that I wanted to bring up. First off, I wanted to mention that Toys R Us also has manga listed on their website as well. So if you're interested, I'll have it linked in the description down below. Also, something I noticed while I was at the store and on their website as well is that most of the manga that Toys R Us carries is published by Kodansha, Dark Horse, and Seven Seas. The thing about all these publishers specifically is that they're all distributed by Penguin Random House. To my knowledge, a book distributor is basically a company that tries to market and sell books from publishers under their umbrella to bookstores and retail stores like Toys R Us, for example, at a wholesale price. Basically, they try to convince retail stores like Toys R Us to carry their products and sell them in their stores. Since manga has become a lot more mainstream in the past few years, especially with younger audiences, what I think might have happened is that a sales rep from Penguin Random House convinced someone at Toys R Us to carry a bunch of their publisher's popular titles in their stores, since they thought it would sell well. And to be fair, a lot of the titles that Toys R Us carries are some of these publishers' higher selling series, but obviously they aren't really meant for a really young audience. So that's where I think Toys R Us missed the mark. At the end of the day, I do think it's cool how manga has slowly become mainstream enough to be sold at a toy store like this. It kind of reminds me of how stores used to carry these Shonen Jump magazines back in the day. I know that these played a big part in me getting into manga back then, and for a lot of you watching as well probably. So who knows? Maybe a kid out there will get into manga by picking up a series that they recognize at Toys R Us.